Hey kids, it's Jurassic James, and Jurassic Explains, looking at the Isla Sorna Capture Pack, Rolling Timbo. So, I always joke and say the one time I was wrong in life was my friends were like, there's going to be a Jurassic Park 2. And I was like, no way. There's no way. How can you, how can you top perfection? And you can't. But the idea is that, and it came out, I was like, oh, surprise. So here we have this figure. Now, this is Jurassic Park Legacy, and the idea of the Legacy figures are they're taking the old models and remaking them differently, right? What's really annoying about them, though, is that they're a different scale than the original. So, I reach over here, I have part of an original. You can see compared to even the Jurassic Park Jeep, it's slightly smaller, the figures are smaller. We're going to see more of this in a minute. But the idea is that there were two teams in Jurassic Park Lost World. There was they call them the hunter-gatherers, so it's kind of cool. The hunters were like these guys, the gatherers were Jeff Goldblum's team, Ian Malcolm's team. But, so this is essentially the remake of this vehicle, but this one, of course, will be more movie accurate. So, let's open it. Oh, right. It's going to be more painful than I thought. Actually, the scissors can't do this one. There's going to be an attachment point at the bottom, right here. So you take these and you have the little black things, and you turn them one way. There you go. And you turn it that way. So the vehicle is released. But we still need the scissors, apparently miscalculated. Look at the plastic here, bounding it. There we go. So, before I go any further with the review, here's the vehicle itself. It is similarly proportioned to this one. I mean, as far as the seats go, the difference, of course, is it has. Oh, there's buttons. Oh, that's cool. So, if you remember, they were hunting. We're going to see in a minute the Parasaurolophus, and you push the button, and that goes out. In the original toy, that goes out, but it was the 90s, so it was very manual. So you go like that, you can shoot your Parasaurolophus. It wasn't him, though. It was actually Dieter Stark. Let's see. So let's go ahead and free the Parasaurolophus. And is Roland out of a gun? Am I missing something? He does not have a gun, which is ironic, because if any character should have a gun, it'd be him. But so here I have the missiles. We'll put those right there. Okay. So the missiles go in this hole, you put them in there, and then you shoot them like that, right? Which is, the movie had the actual gun in his hand, but let's see. Oop. That wasn't it. Turn in that one, okay. But you push it all the way in. Can you not only, you can only do it when it's, you can only do one that's there. Oh. Okay, so is it sideways? Oh, is it down? Oh, okay, got it. So, real quick, there is a little notch here that has to be facing down, and like that. There you go. That way, you can, when you put it in there, you can. So the idea is that you push the button, it shoots out, and then the other bullets are stored in the back right here, because kids won't lose that. So, push the button here. Let's get the guy. So Roland Timbo, if you remember, he was the hunter that was hired, who was, not begrudgingly, he was in the deleted scene. He didn't want to hunt anymore because it was too one-sided. And his friend RJ is like, let's go to this different kind of hunt that's a real challenge. And he wanted to shoot a male buck T-Rex. and he ended up shrinking it. Spoiler alert, 20 something years later. So his knees. The difference, he's kind of like a Muldoon of his movie. But where most of the, like, in general, they're like the great hunter. He, like, realizes I've sinned and it's too much. I'm done. You know, he kind of retires gracefully because any other movie he may have died, but not this one for some reason. So great actor as well. And again, I'm surprised he doesn't come with a gun, but if you put him in like that, so the vehicle's driving, and you push this button, that goes out, you shoot it, that's it. Really cool vehicle. I like the fact that there's a spare tire in the front here, comes a little detail, the extra gas can in the back, nothing comes off, it's just, you know, there. They've even molded like the steering wheels and like the inside of the seat, so it's just a really neat design. Oh, what is this here? Oh, I didn't take these off. So the bottom, we have these, which are used to stabilize it on the cardboard. Now it can roll. How about that? It rolls pretty good, actually. The Parasaurolophus, again, I've done a video on this one. I don't know why. The Jurassic World Parasaurs have 5 fingers. And if you don't know about Hadrosaurs, they don't have 5. They're missing the thumb, or the first toe, which is what, like, iguanodons have those, not Hadrosaurs. They have the 3 here they're walking on, and then a pinky. The 3 they walk on is like a midden of skin. And when they first found the Hadrosaurs, like, forelimbs, they thought that they had all that extra skin was webbing, and they were swimming in the water, because they think of ducking long before time. But in truth, it was like a midden of skin that they would put on the ground to walk on, and the pinky was going out to kind of like grab food when they're feeding or hold on. So for some reason they give them both the essentially the first, what we call a thumb, but for them first toe and that one. They should not have the inner one. They just kind of committed to that because all the Jurassic World Parasaurs have that. Which is ironic because the Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, their Parasaurs didn't have it. These guys do for some reason. I don't know why. Other than that, cool model. I like it a lot. It's alright. Like I said, it's smaller to fit. You know, I'd imagine if they had a bigger, more to scale model, because if you remember the movie, the Parasaur was way bigger than the real one. It was really huge, but it would make the price point go up higher. So that's why they make it smaller. It still has the same DNA code thing. That's really big. I think it's interesting that there's a sense of, we made a physical toy for you, but we understand the future is digital, so let's give them a digital option. Right. I wonder, do kids even go in the backyard and play dinosaurs anymore, or is it just all on their phones? I don't know. This is, I'm getting to your kids. Well, some of you apparently. I've noticed that YouTube tells me some of your kids. So if you have an idea on that, comment below, let me know. But like I said, pretty cool model, pretty nice, like little face. Kind of, I just like dinosaurs. They're just really cool. And I like the way the skin, there's like this brown spotted texture. That's just really neat. You know, they could have just made it brown, but no, they gave it this speckled kind of part here. And the importance of that, in theory, would be when you see a tiger with stripes, the way the light hits the trees they live in, it breaks up the light, and you can't quite see a tiger. Right? It's like right there in front of you. You can't quite see it sometimes. And lions, they have the plain tan. They're in savanna grass or hiding. You can't quite see them, right? But leopards and cheetahs are, leopards are in trees. They have the rings. The light hits them and in spots, so you can't quite see because of the dappling of the light. So the idea is that this guy would probably be in a leafy area hiding, and then the light would be dappled and you couldn't quite see it. But that's kind of, cool little detail there. But yeah, this is a really neat vehicle, and it does that cool gimmick, which the first one did not, but the first one didn't need a gimmick because nostalgia and emotions and brachiosauruses. So yeah, pretty cool figure. I would say if you're wanting to build your Jurassic World line, you want this one, get it in there. That being said, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later.